Good day, everybody. Rob here at WesternPacificWeather.com, and it's currently the 26th of December, 2010. I hope everybody had a great holiday the last several days. I also took the last 2 days off, Christmas Eve and Christmas. Kind of missed a cyclone down there in Australia. We'll recap that here a little more in a minute, though. But for the weather out here in the Western Pacific for today and the next several days, there's a very large area of low pressure here spinning around the right off of Kamchatka and also the Sea of Oshkosh up here. The reason why I mention this, I know it's very far north, but it's really what is producing these very strong winds extending from the East China Sea all the way out through Korea and up here towards Japan here. Basically, it's interacting with about a 1,054 millibar high out here over China. So the interaction between those two definitely creating some very strong winds all the way down towards Ryukyu Islands too. Some strong winds down in this region. Actually, some reports of isolated rain showers this morning throughout the area, basically due to these onshore winds moving over the islands. Also, widespread rain showers along the west coast of the Japanese Alps here as well. Basically, the orographic lifting, you have that moisture rising up and condensing in this entire region here as well. But one thing I do want to note, if you're new to looking at these satellite pictures, basically you can tell these winds are moving very strong west to east. Even with a stop satellite loop here, actually let's stop it right here. And just showing you that basically you have this west-east wind right in here, and basically as the dry air moves offshore, it's going to actually move over these water and slowly condense as it moves over this warmer water throughout this entire region here. And that's why you have this dry line right through here, but you also have these cloud lines starting right in this region. And as you see, as you move farther out over the East China Sea here, actually you can tell to see these get very much thicker the farther they move out because they're picking up more moisture, thus the cloud lines here. So thus the west to east winds throughout that entire region. So just a little weather tidbit for today on that note. But here is the analysis from 0Z this morning, about 0900 Japan Standard Time, from JMA, showing this large area of low pressure interacting with the Siberian high out here towards the west. Also, we have a very weak stationary front down here just south of the Ryukyu Islands. Also, you can see that in the satellite picture. And way down here in the South China Sea, also have a very weak low down there. Just a lot of convection associated with that, as you can also see on the satellite picture, which you can see here. This is going to slowly drift off towards Vietnam and Thailand, bring some precipitation over the next 48 hours, but it's going to be very, very weak and not expecting too much development out of this. Also over to the Bay of Bengal, just some weak convection throughout this region, slowly drifting towards the west with the easterlies right in this entire region. So definitely going to be seeing some precipitation by tomorrow into Tuesday here in Sri Lanka and southeast India here, basically as this convection drifts onshore, but no tropical development expected out of that as well. Where there was development and still looking like development is south of Indonesia here in northern Australia, as we look over towards the Australian sat shot here, where Cyclone Tasha actually made landfall yesterday here up in Queensland, just south of Cairns, right in this region. You can see some of the remnants here really being sheared off, but all this convection in this region here, really remnants of that cyclone. Lots of flooding being reported in that region. Actually, here's a picture showing some flooding of some of the roads, and really not a safe situation in some of those areas there. So if you have any reports of some of the flooding or damage down there in Queensland, please let me know as well so I can pass on those reports here on these updates. But I do admit I did miss this Cyclone Tasha, so I do apologize for that. But looking out into the future, though, all this convection here north of Australia here on the Timor Sea, definitely watching this to persist. Actually, a lot of the models are picking up on a few areas spinning off here out towards the Indian Ocean here off the Northwest Territory. So definitely have to watch those. But right now, it doesn't look like any tropical development to make landfall within the next week or so. But definitely need to continue to watch this because I know a lot of precipitation here along the northern territories throughout this entire region. So definitely from Darwin out here towards the west, definitely have to watch this convection and see as it persists and how it continues to develop. And one big reason here is these very high sea surface temperatures down here, showing temperatures above 90 degrees throughout the entire region. So definitely this is creating a lot of that latent heat and a lot of that surface heat and surface energy for all this convection to develop. I know in the satellite picture you notice lots of convection. Well, this has a lot to do with it. And once you start to get that Coriolis worked in with this, a reduced wind shear, tropical is going to start spinning off this from day to day. You'll start seeing more and more convection. So we definitely need to continue to watch that. But looking back towards the Western Pacific here, I want to look out towards later on this week, actually towards Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend. Now, as I noted earlier, there's a very large area of low pressure, and this is actually showing on Thursday. This pressure is still lingering up in that region. It's basically decaying waves with some weak areas of low pressure kind of spinning off the southern reaches of it throughout the entire week here. So definitely going to be seeing a lot of precipitation here along Japan out towards Iowa Toe. But the main reason why I'm noting this is all this cold air convection that's going to be coming along basically due to the interaction between this high pressure and this low pressure. Lots of northerly winds throughout this entire region, bringing much colder air, and this is going to end up basically ending up down here towards the Philippines here, start interacting with the equatorial low in this region. So it's going to be bringing some more precipitation and more convection here to Thailand and over towards the Philippines by Thursday, Friday, and even into the new year. So going to have to watch this here, not looking at any tropical development, but for some potential for some flash flooding and flooding throughout these Manila area here and into southern Luzon as we look into the weekend. But it is still long range, so definitely have to continue to watch that, though, as the time period could change on it, but still does look like we're going to have that event happen at some time or another between Thursday and into Sunday. So that's all I got for today, everybody, though. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, as usual, you can post them here at westernpacificweather.com in the comment box to the right, or email me here at westpacweather@gmail.com. So hope everybody has a great day. Hope you had a wonderful holiday, and I'll have another update tomorrow. Bye.